It's October 16th, 2021, and if we had any pumpkins left out in the field, the frost would be on 'em. I would always like to have some freezing temps before planting garlic, here on Astarte Farm in Hadley, Massachusetts, and ideally the seed garlic itself would have been exposed to that cold, just to spark the rooting hormones in each clove. But we aren't going to worry about that on this beautiful, sunny fall morning. The crew has found a delightful warm spot to begin breaking up the bulbs into individual cloves and are grading them out by size. It will take something like 35 pounds of garlic cloves to plant each of our 180-foot-long beds. Meanwhile, Sadie has begun marking the center of a bed with stretchy surveyor's cord before she begins to dibble out the 3 rows on each bed top. The dibbler is a simple old tool that I made over 40 years ago. The sharpened dowels, about 5 inches long, are spaced 6 inches apart. The 2x2 backbone is stout enough for stomping on. The center string really helps to keep the first row of holes straight, and is usually easy to gauge by eye the 2 outer rows at about 10 inches from center. The dibbler helps even out any irregularities on the bed surface and leaves consistent holes to push the cloves into. Invariably, some soil falls back into those holes, but we get reasonably accurate planting depths using this old tool. When we have the whole bed dibbled, the crew can begin pushing the cloves into the dibbled holes. Unlike some years in the past, on our garlic planting date, when long johns, wool socks, and heavy rubber gloves were needed just to survive, this day has warmed up nicely. Aaron, Amelia, Ellen, Kelsey, Sadie, and Sammy are making quick work of it, leapfrogging down the row with boxes and buckets of cloves, while Jim works with a rake to straighten out an errant bend left by the compost spreader. Jim is no stranger to hard work on the farm, and as he quickly dibbles up another bed to plant, he's able to stay well ahead of the crew. Once the cloves have been pushed into the holes, we follow up with another inch or 2 of compost. Our hydraulically driven compost spreader allows us to put down from 1 to almost 4 inches of compost by adjusting the tractor ground speed and the hydraulic spreader's beater speed. I almost hesitate to show you this wonderful tool because the company has quit making them. Originally designed as a horse manure spreader, we have modified it with larger diameter wheels, a ball hitch, and wooden side extensions to increase the capacity. There have been some prototypes developed by other manufacturers, so I do hope to see some other similar models available eventually. Kelsey has the right touch for both loading and spreading the well-sifted compost for this crop. You can see some steam rising, both as she loads the spreader and also as the compost is dropped onto the bed top. This is a great sign of biologically active compost that is at an almost perfect stage for spreading on garlic. The last step is to mulch the beds deeply with rye straw. We are fortunate to have a local farmer who can deliver giant round bales to us around the 1st of June. We like to store them under cover whenever possible, just to avoid the inevitable mold problems we've encountered when they were stored outside, even under tarps. Rolling them out is surprisingly quick, and once you get the hang of it, 2 people can maneuver the big round bales pretty accurately. Yes, you will probably need a forklift attachment on your tractor to move them safely from the barn to the field, especially if they are stacked vertically like these. Square bales of straw can be used for mulching, but it is a bit more time-consuming and you need to fluff up the flakes and stretch them out slightly as you lay them down, or the garlic may never see the light of day. For that matter, even with the round bales, Ellen and Amelia will carefully walk the garlic patch with hay forks and equalize any thin or thick spots that may have been left from rolling out those big bales. Thanks for watching. If you saw our 2020 video on no-till garlic planting, you may notice some significant differences in our technique from year to year. Flexibility of approach is critical for market gardeners, and as long as we stay true to basic no-till principles, the resilience we have nurtured in our soils will repay us with a good harvest. Feel free to ask questions or leave comments below. Catch you next time.